Bitcoin is coming closer and closer to a huge breakout of this 1 hour formation. Also on the daily time frame, we are seeing this huge consolidation formation unfolding, which is about to break in the coming week. In this video I will tell you everything you need to know to be prepared for next week and what we can expect for Bitcoin in the coming week. There's a lot of interesting news for the Bitcoin and also the Ethereum ETFs, which I will discuss with you later in the video. There's also a very interesting news coming into the market about the FTX repayments. And you can also follow me on my Twitter channel where I post a lot of interesting news about the market and I post a lot of altcoins for you there. In the description under this video you can also join my free Telegram group where I also post more in-depth analysis about Bitcoin. Please like the video if you think it was useful and I will highly appreciate it. And also don't forget to subscribe to my channel. And with that being said, let's dive right into the charts. Yesterday Bitcoin opened the CME gap around the $96,000 and I expect that Bitcoin is going to trade through this CME gap and around the CME gap, and after the weekend we will see a close of the gap just like we saw the last weekend. So for now Bitcoin is trading out around this level and I don't expect a lot of volatility during the weekend. Of course we could also see a huge dump or a pump, but that's also because some news could come out during the weekend. Because Trump also has a lot of influence in the crypto market right now and he's just beginning his start of his presidential campaign. So yeah, I think Bitcoin will just trade around this level of the $96,000 during the course of the weekend. And of course, if Bitcoin closes its CME gap after the weekend, we could either see that Bitcoin is going to trade freely during the next week. But last week we also saw that Bitcoin saw a big dump and after the weekend was closed we came all the way back up to close the gap eventually. So this is exactly what I think what Bitcoin will do for the rest of the weekend. And looking at the Bitcoin ETF flows of yesterday, we saw that Bitcoin was having a little bit of a bullish day. We saw a lot of Bitcoin ETFs were buying Bitcoin yesterday. We can see a total inflow of $171.3 million. And we're coming closer and closer to the $41 billion in total. So this is of course very bullish for the market. And the Bitcoin spot cumulative inflow is having a little bit of a spike to the top side. And of course we are currently at an all-time high. So let's see if next week can be bullish for the Bitcoin ETFs as well. And if we then have a quick look at the Ethereum ETFs, we can see that yesterday there was no buy or sell orders for the Ethereum ETFs. So we remain above, a little bit above the $3 billion in total. And also here we can see that Ethereum had a very interesting week and we had a very positive week this week. So let's see if we can see another positive week for the Ethereum ETFs, and that of course will pump up the price of Ethereum even more. Because Ethereum could use a little bit of bullish price action in the next week. And if we then look at the 1 hour time frame for Bitcoin, we can see this huge formation is unfolding and this falling wedge is unfolding with multiple touch points on the top side as resistance and also on the lower side we can see multiple touch points here as support. Yesterday we saw a big fake out and I also discussed this trade out for Bitcoin in my video. We saw a beautiful retest of the resistance, then we entered the market and I also said to you that we are trading in a long, and from this potential retest I already made a significant amount. I of course took a little bit of profits from my leverage long, but of course I also closed the trade again when we fell below the support area again. So I took a little bit of profits, but eventually the trade was out break even. So that's nothing to worry about of course. But currently Bitcoin is now back in this falling wedge formation and the price of Bitcoin is getting squeezed into an apex and we will most likely see a breakout either this weekend or in the beginning of next week, and we could either see a break to the top side or a break to the downside. But a falling wedge formation is a typical bullish bias pattern and we can see a big run up, then we are seeing a huge consolidation forming. So eventually I think we will see a break to the top side, a retest of the resistance to test it as support, and from there you can enter the market in the long again and then aim for higher targets. And then the top side of the formation will be confluent with the breakout target and that will be around $102,000. So this could be the next make or break move for Bitcoin in the coming week. So I am going to be prepared for this next move for Bitcoin. And let me know in the comments, are you going to trade this formation for Bitcoin? And if you're going to trade this formation, wait for confirmation of the break, then you wait for a retest of the resistance to turn it into support, and then from this point you can enter the market in a long. Or of course at the other side you can enter the market in a short if we're going to see a bearish break. And if we then zoom out to the daily time frame, we can also see that Bitcoin is in this huge consolidation formation, and we are seeing a huge run up from these bear market lows. Then we saw a big consolidation, and now also this price of Bitcoin is getting squeezed into its apex. On the top side we can see multiple touch points as resistance, and on the lower side we can see multiple touch points as support. So I think in the coming month we will most likely see a huge formation squeeze, and eventually we will see a break to either the top side or the downside. But personally, I think Bitcoin will break to the top side because we are still in this huge uptrend with a higher highs and higher lows. So I think we're going to see a break to the top side, a retest of this resistance to test it as support, and then we can aim for a new all-time high and of course a new higher high. And of course this will be very bullish for the price of Bitcoin. So let me know in the comments, what do you think about this formation? Are we going to see a bullish break or are we going to see a bearish break? And personally, as I said, I am going to think we're going to see a bullish break because Bitcoin is still in this huge uptrend. And we also had some very interesting news coming in, and that was that bankrupt crypto exchange FTX is going to begin repaying customers on the 18th of February. So this is of course very bullish, and a lot of people are getting their money back, and these are people who are already invested in the crypto space. So it could be happening that we're going to see a big inflow again of money into the market, because these people are already crypto minded, so they could also potentially pump their money back into crypto just like they did before. So yeah, this could have a very bullish effect on the market, and this will be happening in the middle of February. So yeah, let's see if this is going to play out just like we expect. And the first big claims are going to be below the 50k, so this could be a very interesting news for the market. And looking at another chart on the daily time frame, we can see this huge horizontal range is still in play. We can see this consolidation happening, and on the top side we can see multiple touch points as resistance, and on the lower side we can see this huge block of support unfolding. So currently we are at the middle of this horizontal range. So let's see what Bitcoin is going to do. Are we going to fall below, back to the support area, to the $92,000? Or is Bitcoin going to show a little bit more strength, and that we're coming to this huge resistance area on the top side? And if Bitcoin is coming to this resistance area on the top side, we could potentially see a break, a retest of the resistance to test it as support, and then aiming for higher targets. And that of course will bring us to a new all-time high. But if the bearish scenario play out, and that means that we're coming back to the support, we could also see a bearish break, because this support has been tested a lot of times, and the more touches we see on a certain level, the weaker it gets. So we could also see a break below this level, and that we have to aim for lower prices. And that of course will be very bearish, and this could also mean that the start of the bear market will start. So for now, we are currently at this level, but we want to see that Bitcoin is going to show a little bit more strength, and that we're coming to this topside resistance. And if we then have a look at the weekly time frame, we can also see that the weekly time frame is looking very bullish actually, because we saw this huge run up from the lows. As we can see here, from the bear market lows, we saw a big run up, then we saw a bull flag unfolding, then we saw another big run up to the top side after this consolidation, and now currently after this run up we are seeing another consolidation, and it also looks like a bull flag formation. So a bull flag formation is a typical bullish biased pattern which tends to break to the top side more often than to the downside. So for instance, if Bitcoin is going to break to the top side, we will most likely see a big spike to the top side, just like we saw last year, and also in the end of last year. But of course, the bearish scenario could be that we're going to break below this area, and that we eventually have to go back to lower levels. And then this horizontal support area will be my interesting place to buy more Bitcoin, and that will bring Bitcoin all the way back to the $71,000. So this is of course a very bearish scenario, but I think we will see a break of the bull flag formation in the coming weeks. And of course, this formation could also see a consolidation for the weeks and weeks, just like we saw last year. We saw a big consolidation, and then we saw a big run to the top side. So yeah, this could happen in the coming weeks for Bitcoin, and a lot of people are going to be bearish right now because they don't see the exponential gains they are expecting, and especially with the altcoins. So we could also potentially see a big consolidation for the coming weeks, but I think after all we will see a break to the top side, and then the next move to possibly the $130,000. And let me know in the comments, what is your price prediction for Bitcoin in 2025, and do you think we will see a break of this bull flag formation to the top side? So I hope you liked this video. Please follow me on my Twitter channel. Please don't forget to like this video and to subscribe to my YouTube channel. You can also join my free Telegram group with the link in the description under this video. And with that being said, I hope you liked this video and I will see you in the next one. Bye bye.